Every day you wake up, and if you're like me, you've had enough sleep, and you wake up, and it's time to bounce out of bed and go for it. And then you roll over and hit the alarm or go back to sleep. So I've been trying to conquer this for a long time and failing. And one strategy is it's like a compromise. Compromises are good in life. Compromises are good in life. So one way to conquer this is to get up and sit up, and then if you want to sleep some more, just lean on something, right? Like sleep sitting up. There's a special rabbi I know that told me in Lakewood, New Jersey, the people learning Torah, a lot of them have some study secret where they sleep sitting up, leaning against a stender. That's a place that you put your book when you're learning Torah. It's like a book stand. And they'll sleep sitting up for 23 minutes at a time. It's some scientific formula for napping. And then they'll wake up after 23 minutes, go back to learning. When they're tired, they'll sleep again for 23 minutes, sitting up. And some of them will learn all week long without going home. And then on Shabbat, they'll go home and sleep a lot. And when I used to train with these Buddhist monks in California, they would sleep sitting up in the yoga position, the full lotus position. And I was just reading yesterday in Rabbi Nachman that when you sleep too much, your face loses its glory. I forget the words he used, but he's saying your face loses its beauty. And yeah, there's some place between overdoing it with these things. But one of my teachers back in the Buddhist days, he had slept sitting up for 35 years in a row. And he was a very bright guy, right? But yeah, I don't recommend Buddhism out of context, right? If you want to get the good stuff out of Buddhism, then study Torah law at the same time to find out how to avoid idolatry. But not to not to not to sleep an extra minute of our life, right? Not to waste an extra minute in sleep. When I was really training to sleep sitting up before, you get in this very kind of crazy state. Well, most of these Buddhists didn't work, so you kind of afford to be in these crazy states. Um, now that we're normal and working, we can't get too far out there. But yeah, for a goal, just not to sleep a single extra minute. So that's a formula that we sleep as much as we need to at night, and then the moment we wake up, boom, after our big block of rest, if we're not ready to spring up and get going, that we sit up and lean against something and just sleep leaning up until we're ready to get going. Pretty much every health system in the world recommends working out first thing in the morning, right? Before eating, before starting the day. So if we want to take this Seder, this time organization a further step, we can look at jumping up, sitting and resting a little longer, and not sitting on your bed and resting, because then before you know it, you're going to be back lying down. To sit on a chair, because then it's kind of hard to fall back asleep unconsciously. It can be done. It can be done, but it makes it a lot harder, obviously. Um, and then so sitting up, and then getting ourselves together, starting to do some breathing, and then from that point, starting our workout. If you're Jewish, you're supposed to do the morning prayers before doing anything else. So doing the morning prayers. Now, there's some thought in Jewish circles that you should really go to the minyan before working out. But there's only 2.2 million Orthodox Jews in the world out of 6.5 billion people. What a small amount, right? So a lot of my viewers, I don't want to bother you with these Jewish laws because these videos are for everyone. But to work out on an empty stomach, that's an incredible habit. And the days that I eat before working out, it doesn't quite feel right. You know, the workout helps push everything out from the day before, and gets the metabolism burning strong. They say that the digestion's like a fireplace, and if it's burning strong and you put logs in, then they burn up. Everything works right. It's not quite the right metaphor, because when you burn a log, you don't get nutrition out of it, right? It's a confused metaphor, but you get the point. In the Ashtanga yoga system, when you're practicing, you don't drink any water while you're practicing, because you're trying to build the body heat to the ultimate level, and burn all the toxins out of your body. So I mention a lot of these other systems in my videos, but yeah, I don't want you to follow them religiously. Excuse the pun. They're all problematic. I did them all. When I say I did them all, I used to make a joke. I've done everything except Zoroastrianism, right? Like I had done everything. And then one of my clients said that his uncle was a Zoroastrian priest, and he invited me to meet him. And just hearing about him, I could tell it was something, powerful. And in the process of setting it up to meet him, I became a Baal Tshuva. I started practicing Orthodox Judaism. I had done everything but Zoroastrianism. So and then after our workout, we want to rest before jumping into our day. To rest between the workout and eating, to rest a little bit after the meal, to lie on the left side when we rest after the meal for 10-15 minutes. Lying on the left side, something from Ayurveda, the digestive processes, helps out the digestive process. Yeah. So another way of stopping from oversleeping is to watch our mental patterns, how they go off into all this nonsense, right? That's a form of sleep. Letting our thoughts get away from us is a form of sleep. And it's no problem whatever thoughts come up. The problem is when we continue them. I was having a dream last night that was so convincing, and I woke up, and I was, oh, just a dream, right? So we're dreaming while we sleep. We're dreaming in real life. And if we get in a deep enough meditative process, we can get into that sort of dream realm through our meditation, and we can, that's what the mystical experience is. The mystical experience is sort of like dreaming in real life, and more synchronicities and hashgacha pratis, seeing God's will behind things. So if we trip out without drugs, I'm basically totally anti-drug. If we trip out in real life just through the deepest meditation, then we don't have to sleep so much. We don't have to dream so much. We don't have to sort out all these deep things so much. We can sort them out in waking life. Talking to God is a way of sorting it all out, right? Talking to a true friend, talking to a true holy person. Yeah. So there's that split second when we wake up and we want to just lie over and let's negotiate it halfway. We say, okay, I'll get up if I can just sit and lean against something. Stand and lean against something. I just read yesterday in Rabbi Nachman that if you have an unwritten book, what is it? It's something, I'll have to look it up again. It's like if you have a book you want to write and you never write it, like a book that really needs to come out, something. It's like not having the child you're supposed to have, you know. So if we get up a little earlier, we can put our time into our artistic projects that aren't paying yet, but that we want to bring off the ground. We can put time into our workouts, into our meditations. If we're restless in bed at night, tossing and turning, getting nothing done, we're not resting, we're not really working, good time to work out. Get up, breathe, work out, stretch. Then the sleep afterwards is going to be much deeper. Don't take these sleeping pills. Such a bad habit, right? Honey and hot milk is a nice soporific. Helps you sleep. For those of you going vegan, that's generally good too. And if you're gonna do milk, the raw milk from the farm is hugely better. And then you flash boil it. And there's all sorts of ways. There's every bad habit, like oversleeping. Every bad habit has tons of things feeding into it to create the bad habit, right? And every bad habit, we can similarly affect it from all sorts of places. Like it's a famous thing that when people, when men are sexually excessive, then they sleep too much or go to sleep right after or something like this. So to get in control of our sexual process. Here in the Welt, that means the Orthodox Jewish world, almost all of us wait until we're married, and it can save a lot of drama. And drama tends to screw up sleep patterns. And again, people get into drama because they're bored. So if we get into the mystical process, the real meditative process, then we don't bore so easily. And most of the real meditative processes take a lot of patience. Like one breath cycle is supposed to take a minute, right? To get in that, what's it called, alpha state, to get in that real deep state. Slow down the breathing. Okay, God bless you. Be in touch. Love y'all. Love all y'all. And yeah, a lot of us, we oversleep because we're depressed and lonely. So I think more love equals less slumber.